My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And Jessie is sick, so she's not with us today, but we hope she gets better really, really soon because, you know, we miss her. But moving on.
She mostly only watched Pachinko this week. So
yeah, she wanted us to
watch our Pachinko live stream and hear
all about it.
Yeah, so she has a lot of, we talked a lot about Pachinko.
Yeah. So
we'll have links to that with, all of that.
So all the goodness. So go check it out. But the rest of us are still here and still alive, and we are doing our usual month-end review of what we've been watching because people keep wanting to know. They just keep wanting to know. So here we are. So we are going to be doing what we've been watching, what we're currently watching, the usual. So Sky, take it away. What is something you've been watching?
So the main thing that I binged and all that it's a Japanese drama. It's on Viki. Rokuhoudou Yotsuiro Biyori, but on Viki it's called Rokuhoudou Colorful Days. That's what the title is on Viki. It's the little picture will be just all these pretty looking dudes in traditional kimonos. So what it is, it's a healing drama. I wouldn't say it is not a heavy healing drama. It's so come to find out, I did not know this. I was looking forward to watching it for a very long time because I saw them uploading each episode and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this until it's done. So it finally got done. So I was like, time to binge. Well, it is a live action adaptation of an anime. So definitely when I was watching it, I was like, this feels like an anime. I'm like, oh, sure enough. That is, I forgot to look to see if it's a manga too. I would guess it probably is, but it definitely is an anime. So that's the level of healing I'm talking. It's not super serious. So it's all centered around, they have a cafe, a very traditional Japanese cafe, and each of the main dudes has a different job within the cafe. So the main chef type and the barista and then the main guy is kind of like the main host and things like that. And it's really 8 episodes or something, 6 or 8 episodes, and it's really, really easy watch, but it's kind of, a side story of a character will come in and they're having a rough day, but then being there helps them feel better about something or feel more inspired to do, just that type of vibe. So it's very, very fun. Like, I really, really recommend it. It makes you feel like you went to a cafe.
Nice. And
it's also definitely food porn type thing. So they show like really good looking things. So then I did watch a little bit of the anime too. The anime is titled just, instead of the Rokuhoudou part, they took that part out for the anime and it's just Yotsuiro Biyori. So if you want to go look that up, it is on Crunchyroll. I'm about halfway through it. I'm only halfway through it, but it is the exact same thing. Like the exact same story so far as the little people that come in and stuff. So, and it was kind of fun to see. They did a really good job, like appearance-wise, with the actors and stuff, like matching up, looking like the anime character. I always get a kick out of that. That's
fun.
With no weird wigs like this. You don't get the wig thing going on. You get to just have, so that doesn't distract. But I was, it's a really light food thing. And so I know that subtitles only, she's someone that follows us on Twitter. She really likes food stuff and light things. So I really think that somebody like, people like her would appreciate that type of a show. So on Viki, all done. Easy watch. So I really recommend it.
So I also watched a Japanese show. Okay, let me so the title of the show is Sweat and Soap.
Okay.
And okay.
Where is it on Viki?
It's on Viki, so it is very easy. It's on like the Viki standard, so it's like easy to watch. So, okay, how do I describe this show? I'll describe the plot of it, and then it goes wild. Okay, the show is unhinged, but like bizarrely endearing. So it's about this woman named Asako Yeshima who has like a medical condition where she sweats a lot. And when she was a kid, she was made fun of for sweating a lot. So she's always paranoid that she's like sweating and smells bad. Okay. So she works at this like soap, like Bath and Body Works type company in like, you know, the head office as an accountant. And while just like doing her thing, this man approaches her named Kotaro Notori and is like, I need to smell you. And then she's like, what the fuck? Like, this creeper is after me. So it turns out he's not a creeper, but he works in like the product. He's like a head of a product development team, and he has like a super sensitive nose. He's like a super smeller, if you've ever heard of one of those, and they can just smell everything. And he's like addicted to her scent to the point where like he can tell like her mood based on how she smells. But meanwhile, she is so paranoid about smelling that like there's like a bit of a weird like
Twilight vibes a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of a weird like beginning. And so he's like, listen, I'm trying to develop a new product. And like your smell is like inspiring me. So can I like just meet up with you in like the hallway, like this like private like fire escape, and like just like smell you once a day? And she's like, weird, but okay. But then like she kind of like is kind of into it. Okay. So they of course they're dating. But anyway, they're both really sweet though. Like it's fucking weird. But they're so adorable. It has sort of like not quite, but almost like Ni-sensei vibes to like how perfect they are for each other. And like,
and he's not creepy despite
he's
the
not creepy, but
weird.
like it starts out where you're like, this guy is fucking kinkmeister. Like what is going on? Like you think you're watching Coffee and Vanilla, but it veers off very quickly and you find out you're not. But what I have to say about this show is the director was insane. Okay? Because pre-warning for anyone who's against sexual content, the show does have them have sex at least once an episode. Okay? They're very much in love. But they don't show like a sex scene. They'll have these very elaborate like visual metaphors to what's going on that involve like smoke billowing out of her cleavage and like in various situations, and him just being like trying to like inhale as much, and you're just like, oh my god. And there's like one scene, it's so unsubtle, but like chef's kiss, where it's like she's in this restaurant, like the smoke is just wafting off her body and she's like fanning herself, and then the smoke like goes up into like an exhaust hood, which then goes to like the outside of this alley where he's like eating a bowl of rice like while like this, and I'm just like, God, I know what you're saying here, like I know what this is about, but my God, you're doing the most to like
make it awkward.
Say you're doing stuff without say you're doing stuff, you know? Anyway, but besides this, it was strangely sweet. Cute.
So, do you recommend it?
I really enjoyed it. But here's the thing. One, low bar for Natalia to enjoy things. But it was very sweet. The couple, though it seems like it's going to be like just fucking creepy. It keeps doing the thing where you think it's about to go creepy and then it's like, gotcha. Just kidding.
Japanese rom-coms are
they
so
do
good
that.
at that.
Yeah. So it's like, it'll be like, oh, what you thought was happening was not happening. Haha, they're still in love and adorable. So it's, yeah, I think it's really cute. He's the most earnest person. Like the male lead is just so earnest and like, and she's just so sweet and like, you know, introverted and, you know, just shy. It's cute. It's cute. Very, very cute casting. Just those visual metaphors, though. Like, I was
I'm sure when the visual metaphor begins, you're like, here we go again.
No, I was watching it and I was like, oh, because at first it starts with like, you know, all the smoke wafting, and you don't quite get what's going on because she's like, the first time you see this happen, it's not even a sex scene. She's like in a bathroom and she's like frantically spraying herself with deodorant while these like two women are just having another conversation, because there's these like two unnamed women that have conversations in the bathroom that magically relate to what's going on in her life. You know, the classic, you know, the off-screen narrator. And so for a second I was like, is she just spraying so much deodorant that this is like the deodorant fumes? Like, so it took like an episode for me to be like, oh, that's her perception of how she smells. Got it. Even though she doesn't. weird little show. 9 episodes. It is rated R and deservedly. Well, maybe, listen, if we were in reality, if this was in America, this would be like PG-13. You see her in a bra. So if that's like something offensive to you, like shirtless men and women in bras, maybe not the show for you, but like, it's fine. It's there's nothing explicit with that R rating. And so I liked it. The couple's very sweet. So yeah. What about you, Amanda? What's one that you've been watching?
Back when we did in like January, we did that, you know, what we're looking forward to this year. And I mentioned one called the Chinese drama called Master of My Own, because the poster had like a punching bag on it, right? So I was like, oh, maybe sports. It's not sports. It's just a solid office romance.
They always get you. They always
really
get you.
Enjoyable, like so enjoyable. I mean, the whole thing with the punching bag is that it's a secretary boss romance, sort of. They start out as secretary and boss. They don't become romantic until she's no longer his secretary. But when she's his secretary, she has a little punching bag at home with his face on it, because
for reals, this happens.
So,
yes. As a former secretary, I concur.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the premise is basically 3 years before the show starts, she comes in, she's freshly graduated from a business school. She comes to interview for a job with this investment company. And while she's in her interview, somebody bursts into the room and is like, the boss fired another secretary. Like, and there's a meeting in 5 minutes. Or I guess she quit. She didn't, whatever. But, you know, like overseas phone call in 5 minutes. And we need somebody who speaks English, who can type to transcribe the phone call. Go through, you know, and the HR guy's like, what do you want me to do in 5 freaking minutes? And he's like, you're taking interviews. There's a hall full of people. Find a resume that has English and typing and
yeah,
let's go. And so they're flipping through, and then they look up at her, and she's like, oh no. And they're like, listen, she's like, I don't want to be a secretary. I like business, investment. This is what I'm here for. They're like, no. Just for today. Okay. You go do this. And as soon as we hire a secretary, then we'll move you back over to the projects department.
Sure.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
And it's always because you're good at your job.
I fucking hate it. Never be good at your job. Be mediocre. Be baseline, my friends.
She's very good at her job. And a big part of her job is babying this boss who has a temper. And it's like, it's a quick flare up, but he settles quickly too, right? But she knows how to settle him. So like the first scene that you see of them is like, she comes into work at like 7 a.m. and people are like, the office is all frenzied. And they're like, you're late. She's like, I'm not late. It's 7 a.m. Like, chill out. The boss is on a rampage. Okay, I got it. She goes into the office. There's these other guys there. And he's like, you're late. She's like, it's 7 a.m. I'm not late. You know, try again kind of thing. She's like, okay, so what are we doing here? What's going on? He's like, get me something to drink. She's like, what would you like to drink? He's like, tea. Do you want hot or cold? She's like, cold. No, okay. She comes back with a piping hot. So like
he's a child is.
Yes. She comes back with like a piping hot cup of coffee and he's like, this isn't what I asked for. She's like, no, but it's what you need right now. So just drink it. Like this is, you know, he's yelling at these guys. I should fire you. I can't believe, you know, she basically sends the guys out of the room, starts tidying up. He's mad. And she totally flips it by like, she's like, I can't believe those guys. They are you know, they have been in this industry for this many years and they make a stupid mistake like that. Are you kidding me? You were too easy on them. You should have fired him. And he suddenly is backpedaling. Well, no, you know, like he can't control what other people do. And it's, you know, mistakes can happen. And
so
and,
she's,
you know,
she's a reverse psychology expert is what I'm
yes,
hearing.
apparently. So like and then he realizes and she's like, so then why are you threatening to fire him? And he's like, fine. So then they work out a plan and they go work, and then there's teamwork, right? They work great as a team, and they
So do you think that like what are you enjoying the drama?
I'm really enjoying it. And
who would you recommend it to? Is the question.
Anybody who likes office romances. Like he's a bad, like I don't know how to describe him. People are like, oh, he's trash. Well, he kind of is, but he's kind of not. Like he's
high maintenance.
He's high maintenance. He's clearly in love with her, but doesn't realize that he's in love with her. So when she wants to quit to go, which she does ultimately quit and go work somewhere else, where they are willing to give her a shot at not being a secretary, he's really angry about it. And his best friend keeps like, do you want to think about why you're so angry about this? Because she's a really good secretary, and I'm really mad that I lost my secretary.
It sounds like it's got like Secretary Kim vibes to it.
Kind of, but like it is good. And
how far along are you?
Is good. I'm about episode 9 or 10.
Oh, that's not bad.
So is it a Chinese drama?
It is. Okay. Yeah.
And where can you watch this drama?
Vicky.
So it's, and you know what? I think he's pretty good at subbing Chinese dramas.
Yeah, and I mean it's completed at this point, so it's very bingeable, very easy, very
completed. Like, so is it like 20?
I think it is 32 or something.
Oh wow,
okay, that's like a pretty but they're like 45 minutes.
They're just sliding by real fast as they go. Like and
I find Chinese dramas, you like, especially Chinese like office rom-coms, you can like motor your way through them.
So one of the things that's nice about his character is that while he makes bad choices and he's sort of very logical. He's rich and privileged and logical. So he assumes that because I see it this way, this is the way that it is.
Very Secretary Kim vibes, right? Then.
But he is also willing to, like, a lot of this show so far is basically him being that meme. Like, am I the baddie? Like,
am I the baddie? Wait, are we the baddies? I love that meme.
Let me know. So, like, he's willing to try and learn to be better.
I do like the trope of people at least becoming better people slowly over time.
So, and
I mean, I'm a Secret Garden fan, so like I have to.
That is a trash character. I love Secretary Kim, like, and this is just speaking to me on that level.
Just all the characters are good, except for like there's a terrible person in the office.
No, of course, listen. There's always one. There's got to be
somebody, right? So, but
there's fun. Sounds like there's a lot of drama left, so you never know what left turns you're gonna get.
Yep. Sky, what else have you been watching?
So we're gonna now talk about Shooting Stars, or the thing that has asterisks. Or
that was a terrible choice on their part.
Let's talk about that for a second. So Jessie actually brought this up once to me, and I think she was totally right. I didn't even put it together. I don't think I would have if she didn't bring it up. Shooting Stars focuses on the PR side of an entertainment company that mostly handles actors and actresses. Yeah. Eventually, within the first few episodes, you even get stories about when the PR people do typos or completely sub a word, and the chaos that ensues from that, and how it can mess up contract, the reputation damage that can be done. Because I mean, there's a handful of, and they all talk about like, this is what happened to me, this is what I did, and it's a very typical thing when PR people are new to, they have at least one of these, like, just blow up on them.
Mistakes happen.
So that's, before watching the show, you think, why did they make it look like shitting stars. Why are they? Well, it's because this is like that's they're kind of that's the joke, that's the play on words.
I understand that, but from a advertising purpose, specifically for getting like trending on Twitter, terrible choice. Terrible choice.
You can't hashtag
the name. It's fine. It's fine. You just.
I think we have 2 or 3 weeks left on it. Really, really enjoying it. The vibe-wise, I mean, I'm not saying if you love Her Private Life, you're going to love this, but to me, it's the same vibes as far as
a little, just like a touch sillier, just like a.
I rewatched Her Private Life. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, I personally feel like this one's a bit, but I think it's just because she, like, the main actress is a little bit like sillier, just in like a cute sort of way. She's cuter than Park Min Young's character was, but that's just a personal thing. You can disagree. It's fine.
So it's just really charming. There's a heck ton of people in it. There's a heck ton of cameos too. So that's really fun. It's also nice when you don't really know when they're going to pop up. Like I like not knowing in an episode, like, oh shoot, like
look who it is.
Yeah, like the random people. So like Her Private Life, I'm not saying that Her Private Life is the surrealistic look into like fangirling, but that was a charming aspect of that show to me still. And there were aspects of it that at least kind of in a way taught you about the people that run fan pages and things like that, even though it wasn't like a documentary about that necessarily. Same thing with this. I'm not saying that Shooting Stars is like, this is exactly how a realistic entertainment company is run. But I think what it does show you is the amount of people it takes to make stuff function. Yeah. And probably realistically there are even more, I'm sure. But it's interesting to see like on the backside of, and like, one of her friends is an entertainment reporter, journalist person. So the things that she has to do and put up with her boss being like, pretty much find a scandal. And she's like, I can't just like manifest a scandal. Like that doesn't, that's not a thing. Really charming. My bias from Infline is in it as a little rookie actor person with an accent and a super low voice. Love it.
Oh, he's so wonderful. He's so wonderful in this show.
And then the fella from CN Blue is in it.
Oh my god, he's a lawyer. Like when I saw that, I was like, no, he's the second lead again, but it's okay. I see some hope. I see some hope at the end of the tunnel for this fellow. Not with the main girl, but I see some hope. I see some hope.
I started
also,
it, like
the show
the first episode, and then it was like, this feels like a binge, so I'm going to stop for now. And so
it would be a good binge.
I also just really love, like, the interactions between the main female lead and the main male lead are delightful, but the interactions between the male lead and the second male lead, way better. So funny, just on point. They like hate each other, but like in a affable, we work together sort of way.
We're still gonna be
like, so they're just like, so sort of like, hi friend. Oh, who are you calling friend, guy? Who are you calling guy, buddy? Like that sort of vibe. Like where you're like, okay, like just constantly trying to one up each other and just chef's kiss.
Like just the cast of characters is very fun. Even I wouldn't even call some of the other ones second leads necessarily. They're supporting roles, but other managers and stuff. And one of them, she like used to be a martial arts she's probably national athlete, I would think she said that. Then she was a bodyguard for a bit, and then she became a manager. And I just love her. Her character is so sweet, and she's just so earnest. And just
the main guy's manager too is an ex paramedic, and was made his manager because he just wanted someone who could drive really well. His only managerial skill that he has is driving very well, but like
he works on it. He like grows
he works so hard. He has a terrible haircut, and I just want to pinch his little cheeks. He's so cute.
So I'm not saying it's a realistic view of entertainment companies, but it's a fun one. And I think, I think you can glean like little things, like for PR staff to go on set and be like handing out candy with, you know, a sticker of their face on it, and the food trucks, like things that we know do occur, and seeing how the background staff is the one that makes all this stuff happen, and maybe why those things happen. So the lead couple is super funny. Definitely like enemies vibes. Love it. Really funny.
Frenemies. It's more frenemies. Like they don't
emphasis on the enemies. Yeah. So, but I really recommend it for people. I'm just saying, tonally-ish, it's similar to Her Private Life to me, if that's something you dig. As far as rom-com with silly vibes, most of the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cute.
Cool. So I have been watching, I've been watching a lot of things, but I've been keeping up with Woori the Virgin, and I love it. Love it. It is such a good adaptation, in my opinion. It's hitting all the right notes in every episode. I'm like, listen, I even said it, like, I finished the episode that just came out. It's on episode 6 was the one that just came out on Tuesday. And I finished it. I finished watching it, and I turned to my husband and I'm like, they're going to drop that preview, and like, I got to wait a week. Preview involving, mini spoiler, Sung-hoon going to a Lamaze class, and I got to wait a week to see Sung-hoon go to a Lamaze class? This is bullshit. I'm just like living for this show. And it's really fun watching it, having seen Jane the Virgin too, because like, suddenly, like, because I watched Jane the Virgin when it was airing, so it was like years ago, and so like something will happen, I'm like, oh right, like I forgot about this. But I really think it's doing a really good job with the adaptation, and it's fine. I do recommend it. It's on Viki.
My sister and I are planning to watch it together, but we haven't had a chance to like actually get together for our usual time. So it feels like one that I will finish watching, wait like a month, and then binge watch again to enjoy again. Nice.
Yeah,
because that's me as a person, but also I'm just, you know, and I do that with Sung-hoon a lot because he's my boy. He's my boy. You know?
He does such a good job with that character.
He does.
That I saw,
because like you sort of expect him to be like the rich jerk character, because that's how he's like portrayed by everyone around him. But then he's really truly not. Like, he's just genuinely a nice dude who like hates all the rich assholes in his life that are just making his life miserable with it kind of being one, but not wanting to be one. It's I love him. He's so wonderful. As soon as you meet him, you're like, ooh, second male lead. You're great, but sorry about what's gonna happen to you. Hey, like, yikes. Yeah, second male lead is delightful too.
She's so great though, too.
Yeah, she's wonderful. And I especially love her, like, her coworker boss lady, the other writer on the drama, who's just so wonderful. Like, I don't know what the actress's name is, but like, she has a very distinctive face, and like when you see her, like, oh yeah, I know this woman. But
their conversations and stuff
are delightful, and you like kind of expect, because you know the stereotype on these shows is like, oh, the head writer is like an asshole who gets like the assistant writer to do all the actual work while getting not the case on this. They are a team, and they are close friends. Like, you can tell that they like working together and genuinely like each other. And then the guy who plays her dad, like, he's so good. Like, everyone is so good in this show. Like, they're really doing the most on the show. Like, even like the evil characters, they're delightful. Like, they're like, when you're evil, you're just like, God, I hate you, but like, you're doing such a good job at being just unlikable.
Like there's a villain type character. It's like, she even has a cackle. It's like,
yeah.
Awesome.
But because, like, you know, it's the show's supposed to be a little over the top, right? Like, that's like the vibe that it's going for.
So,
and it's
so when it happens, like, you just kind of smile, like,
you're like, this is perfect. And even like, it'll have like your typical like, jumps in tone, but like it doesn't feel out of place like it does in some other dramas where it's like going like wild shifts in like tone, like from comedy to like murder. Like in this one, you're just like, of course this is happening. Like, because that's what we're watching.
Telenovela, right?
Yeah. So do recommend it. It's on Viki. It subs real quick. Unlike shooting stars.
Shooting stars is not quick for some reason.
They make you wait for them subs, but Woori the Virgin subs hella quick. So
nice.
So far, like I don't know how they could possibly fuck it up, but I'll keep you tuned next month. I'll let you know how it goes.
For some reason, I'm behind in all my K-dramas, but I started like 3 new C-dramas in the last week. So like,
you do you, boo-boo.
You know how it is, right? I started one called The Bachelors. It's, again, all out, all subbed. Unfortunately, it's on YouTube, but on one of those, like, official channels from one of the streaming sites that's a bit nonsense when it comes to their subs. So
they do, like, machine translation.
Yeah, like, so you'll, like, in the same conversation, the same person will be referred to as she, him, it, and you're like, wait, what? Like,
just as a slight aside about this, last month I mentioned a C-drama I watched that had this same problem, Dine with Love, which is now all on Viki subtitled, so easier and better translated.
Maybe that'll eventually happen with this one. That would be nice.
Probably not, because this one's 40 episodes, and it's and there's no, I mean, I'm not going to say there's no big names, but it's not like Yang Yang or something, like it's not those core Viki, grabs. It is about a widowed father and his 3 grown sons. The youngest son is played by the same actor who was in that, I think it was called like My Mr. Mermaid or something a few years ago about a swim team. It's the guy from that. He's like the worst of the brothers. Like he's just an absolute child. He's 30 and I think what I gleaned from these subs is that his mom died in childbirth with him, the youngest son. And so dad has like spoiled him because he feels bad to him that you didn't have a mom. So he's just absolutely like the show starts with him faking a suicide in order to guilt trip his dad. He wants his dad to sell the family home so that he can take the money and buy a new home so he can get married to his girlfriend and give her like the life of opulence she deserves. And his sister-in-law's like, where's dad gonna live? And dad's like, well, obviously I'll live with him. And he's like, oh, heck no, dad. Like that would cramp my style. And dad's like, what? So like, he's terrible. He's absolutely the most selfish. Like he's not evil. He's just stupid and selfish. And then the middle brother is the one who's married. He has been separated from his wife, but like they have a kid. So in the way that like he's just been sleeping on the couch for the kids' sake so that they can both be around. But they have recently reconciled and are trying to, patch things back up. So a lot of like, there's almost every episode, there is a scene where they are trying to have sex. And this kid is a little cock blocker who just like, I'm so glad that everybody is in love and happy again. So I'm going to sleep in bed with you guys tonight. And they're like
the fuck you are, child. Get out of here.
And they're going, in the first episode, they're headed to Europe for Big Brother. The oldest brother is getting married. And so they're going to take a second honeymoon and go to Europe. But of course that gets like kiboshed because of the brother's, fake suicide attempt thing. So yeah, so they don't go on their little honeymoon. Also, the wedding doesn't happen because you see this wedding and he's like standing there and his phone goes off and he answers it. And I'm like, excuse you? Like in the middle of your wedding ceremony? Well, no, the text that he gets is the test came back negative. She's not pregnant. And so he turns to her and says, why would I agree to marry a woman who would lie to trap me in a marriage. And she goes, well, I just love you so much that I just want it. And he was like, if you loved me, you wouldn't lie to me about things like this. And yeah, so he walks off, leaves her. The bridesmaid is just some chick she knows from the office who is super pissed. She's like, I can't believe you wrote me into this garbage. You're
sham,
a horrible person.
Into this sham wedding.
And then they become friends, and they're like, but he's too ashamed to tell his family that like his wedding fell apart. So he gets her to like pretend to be his wife.
Oh my god.
Classic setup. A classic setup.
So,
yeah.
You know.
So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. And the youngest brother, who is doing the most to try and like marry this girl, he's had a crush on her for 10 years. And she just broke up with her boyfriend and like rebounded on him. And in his heart of hearts knows this. So that's why he's trying to like buy a nice house and trap her into marriage so that she won't run away, kind of thing. But
boy,
like
get some self-respect. Get some self-respect.
Meets her and is like, so I'm looking at you and you are way out of his league. And I'm just going to put this out here right now. He's the rebound and now you're feel trapped because he's kind of a nice guy and you don't know how to say no. She's like, yes, help me, get me out of this. Like, so
maybe instead of having rebound guys, like we could all just like take time with ourselves instead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
say the 3 married ladies who have been married for years, like, yeah. So who do you think would like this sort of show?
I don't know. It's hard to say with the subtitles being weird. It's hard to, I put it on in the kitchen and just, you know, watch it while I'm doing stuff. So I could be missing tons of the story. I don't know. But
and with the subtitles, you don't know either.
It's good. It's enjoyable. The characters are kind of fun, but it's like 40 episodes. So like, who knows? You know?
Yeah. Well,
maybe you'll like it. Maybe I think I will for now anyway, and we'll see where it goes.
Nice.
See what happens.
So Sky, what's your last show that you're watching this month? Your last one you want to talk about it. You want to admit that you're watching. That's how I get.
We can always summarize at the end too if there's
any other ones that we're also watching.
PS type.
Yeah.
KinnPorsche. We're gonna talk about
hell yeah. We're just the little horny crime show that could.
So I am keeping up with it. Mm-hmm. I think it's really fun.
It is a fun show. So far. I feel like it will take you an even darker turn, but to me it's been fairly light, like in general. Not that there won't be moments to it, but like it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. And I didn't necessarily need that. It's just, I kind of wonder if as it progresses, you know, it may get
more villainy things going on later on.
I imagine so, because I know in the last episode, it got a little bit more hog wild in terms of villainous behavior from a few characters. So who knows? Who knows? I'm really enjoying it as well. Do you have like a favorite character that you're really enjoying?
Pete's pretty cute.
Pete is really cute.
Like
very sweet.
His character is just really sweet, and sometimes he knows everything that's going on. When I first saw his character, I kind of thought he would just be the sweet, kind of dopey character, like throughout the whole thing. But no, like he's good at his job. He knows what he's up to. The only things he doesn't know is just things this character wouldn't know because he's over here doing something else. So it's like, it's logical. I like how his character is competent, because to me at first you kind of get the vibe that he's not going to be competent, but like he is. He's good at what he does, and he even tries to, you know, tell Porsche to not be dumb about some things and stuff. So I like his character. But I mean, I think it's all fun. And also the older brother character.
Oh, what a mood. Am I right? What a fucking mood Tankun is. I love him. He's just like, listen, I'm just gonna be crazy. That's gonna be what I do. I'm gonna be crazy
and I'm gonna watch Bad and Crazy 50 bazillion times. And I'm
gonna wear the most incredible outfits with matching gloves and just the most incredible sunglasses you've ever seen and be over the top about everything everything, just in general.
Which, like, he had a tough childhood. You go for it, buddy. You go for it. You stay at home, watch your drama for the 500th time, and have a good time.
Yeah.
And make your bodyguards watch it with you. That cracked me up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's pretty fun.
I like it.
The main leads are fun too.
They
I
are.
like their chemistry and stuff.
Very sexy. Let's be honest. If you're homophobic and a prude, this show might not be the one for you. There's a lot of butts, a lot of butts and butt stuff.
Every time
put that out there,
Jeff walks onto the screen, I'm just like, why? Why is he so good looking?
He's
what
just so good looking.
Does he have to be so good looking?
He's so good looking, so talented.
It's just so unfair. That hair is so good. I just
like.
And he can sing. Some people really just got all of the.
Listen, they did, and it's just unfair. It's just unfair.
As we said before about KinnPorsche is not for necessarily every single BL fan or anything like that.
It is an erotic mafia show. So there are bad people doing bad things and a lot of fucking. So like if you're like a big,
and it's fine to not be. You don't have to be homophobic to not be into that.
No. And if you're like not into that, you're probably not gonna like this. If you're more like a light rom-com, chaste person, like if you really liked like Together or something, this might not be the show for you, and that is okay.
Or if you feel like you want, good guys to win and. Yeah.
This might also not be the show for you. It is about organized crime, and the organized crime members are the main characters of the show that you're rooting for. So like so you have an option. If this show is not for you, you can just turn it off. I'm offering this as an option to you, a viewer, that you don't have to get upset about it. You can just watch something else.
And there's plenty to watch.
There's tons.
So many things.
We're even going to talk more about that in an upcoming podcast episode.
That's right. So keep tuned.
So I just wanted to mention KinnPorsche.
Yeah. In direct opposition to KinnPorsche's vibes, I recently finished Cutie Pie the Series, another Thai BL drama. That very sexy as well, but as the title would suggest, also very fluffy and sweet, and it's on YouTube. Oh, by the way, KinnPorsche is on iQIYI, if you're wondering. So Cutie Pie just finished like 2 weeks ago. A week ago? I don't know when it finished. It's recently. It's the one that has Z and New in it, and then Max Nat as the secondary couple. And there's a tertiary couple, but I'm not familiar with those actors' names, and they're very much a tertiary couple. Like they like show up at the end to be like, by the way, we be smooching too. But like they're not the focus of the show. The show follows this rich kid who's in a very Wattpad fan fiction sort of way, has been in sort of a prearranged engagement with the son of a family friend his whole life. And he's really in love with this guy. And son, I get it. Because Z, good looking and charismatic. I understand. So meanwhile, he has just gotten back from studying abroad with his bestie from England, where he and his best friend were studying, and his best friend is dating the best friend / business partner of his fiance. So there's real keep it in the family vibes going on with this friend group, and then he has been hiding all of these things about himself from his fiance because he doesn't want his fiance to be disappointed at him. So he's like a drummer, and he's like a popular singer, and he sings at clubs, and he loves racing motorcycles and driving supercars and, sort of being a bit of a bad boy, but as much as his character, when you look at his sweet baby face, could possibly be perceived as a bad boy. So like he's just very cute. But in front of his fiance, he pretends to be like, you know, super polite, super, you know, like reserved and like, you know, a good, you know, basically a good boy. And unbeknownst to him, his fiance knows that he is not this guy. Like, he knows. So his fiance is like, well, I don't love you, like you. And this gets misinterpreted as he doesn't love him at all. So anyway, it's a whole drama. And it's just very cute of like the fiance being like, no, I want to know the real you because that's who I actually want to marry. And it's just very sweet. And for a just completely fluffy little rom-com, because it truly is just, it also has a cute Chihuahua, Sky. There's a cute Chihuahua in it. There's a cute Chihuahua. The secondary couple gets a really adorable little long-haired Chihuahua. Very cute. Pre-warning, the Chihuahua is sort of a plot device akin to let's have a baby to save our marriage, but let's have a Chihuahua to like, it works. You know? Yeah, it's really cute. It's free to watch. You can zip through it.
Where is it?
It's on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Just search Cutie Pie the Series. You'll find it. It's all subtitled. Surprisingly good production values. Like, it's a very nice looking show. And I really enjoyed it. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I thought it was a cute, as the name would suggest.
As the name suggests.
Mm-hmm.
So cdrama number 3 for me this week is Be Reborn, which I tried to start a month ago, but for some reason my Google, like my Nest hub thingy, refused to accept the subtitles. So like on my phone, on my tablet, subtitled on YouTube in like 15 different languages, cast it onto my hub, and it's like, there are no subtitles here. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, what? So I just quickly was like, oh, I'm just going to watch something else for now. And then I kind of forgot about it. So then started back up this week. And now the subs are working. So
good.
And they're good subs because it's on the Yuko English channel, which has like real subbers making subs. So it like is sensible. It's interesting. It's sort of a heist crime.
Yeah, that's been on my radar for sure.
The premise is the main character is a college student who's studying law. He's almost graduated. And he's also an artist. And his father was a very well-known forger / art thief. And so he clearly has inherited some of his dad's skills. But he has decided to follow the straight and narrow, and he's going into law. It appears that he's written sort of like his thesis on like art forgeries and stuff. So he will try to forge paintings, but in different styles. Like, so to see if you can see the difference. Like if I was an art forger who, you know, learned about like Degas, how would that affect my forgery and stuff, like, you know, so it's interesting.
That's actually like that would actually be a really interesting like area of study, to be honest.
So at one point he meets the like art forensics guy who like they're talking back and forth over each other, and the cops are like, we have an expert here, kids, shut up, right? And the expert is like, do you maybe want to reconsider going into law? Because I think you might have a career here, right? Like, you are very good at this. But it starts out with him sitting. He goes to this museum for half hour every week. He goes and stares at this painting that had been stolen 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it was returned on the day of his birth, which is interesting. And he loves this painting, and he sits and stares at it for like half an hour every week. So he goes and he looks at it, and he looks at it this week, and he looks at it again. And then he tries to get too close to the guards. They're like, hey, don't try to touch that. He's like, it's a forgery. And they're all like, what are you talking about? And when the cops ask him, like, how did you know just looking at it that it's a forgery? He says, because I look at this thing for half an hour every week. And as soon as I saw it, I could tell that compared to all the other paintings that it's next to, it's hanging about half a centimeter lower than it was any other week. Something's not right. And so they pull it down, they check, yes, it is a forgery. And in the margins, in invisible ink, his name is signed. And he's like, oh, no.
Not me. No, I'm being framed.
Yeah. And so
I'm as literally paintings.
Right? And then more stuff starts, like more evidence starts piling up that it's him. You know, so it's all this stuff. And then the kid comes home one day and there are 4 criminals in his office, in his home, in his apartment. And they're like, hi. And he looks around and goes, you are the ones that stole this painting. And they're like, yeah, we knew your dad. Like the old guy's like, I used to work with your dad. I need your help for a heist. And he's like, I'm not going to help you. Are you crazy?
So
he's like,
how far along is this in the story?
This is like the first like 2 episodes out of like 36 or 32 or something. I can't remember. So like this is all set up. I'm on episode like 5 or 6 right now, and we're still kind of in this.
And is it currently airing still?
No, it's all done now.
Oh,
so
good.
Yeah. So
and where is it airing again? Just for in case people miss it.
I'm watching on YouTube. So Perfect. On the Yuku English channel. So
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It might be elsewhere, but yeah, it's wild. Like it's wild. He's a really smart kid. But the detective is smart too.
Is it thrillery at all? That's what I was trying to tell from like the trailers.
Really, not yet. Anyway, like it's not. The only thing that's even, and I don't feel anxious or scared about it watching it. But one of the things that they're using to control the kid is that he has this. She's not really his girlfriend, but like a girl who's his friend. Mm-hmm. And he has been seeing around campus this guy talking to her over and over again. And then when the criminals are in his apartment, that guy is one of the criminals. And he's like, don't worry. You don't need to worry. I would never mess with a friend's like girl. So you need to make sure you're our friend so that I don't have to mess with her.
Sus, right? I tell you, sus.
So, it's very cat and mouse, but also like cool art heisty things that are going on, and
sounds unique.
So yeah, it's good. I've heard from some people that it kind of maybe slows down a bit in the second half of it. But
yeah, it's bad to happen sometimes.
You know, exactly. So I don't know if the whole like 26 or whatever episodes is going to be all this one sort of like scenario and heist and group, or if there's, you know, if this arc is going to be 8 episodes and then we're going to do another one, or what the deal is. But I like the dynamic of the head detective and the kid together, and the way that the detective very quickly came around and was like, nah, this doesn't feel right, so I'm going to trust the kid on this one. Like, so that was good. It's
good to not take up half the show.
Yeah. Because that, and I feel like for me that can get heavy feeling too, like when you feel like that lead character is just completely on their own and like everybody is trying to get them. It's a little frustrating, but in this it's nice because he's like in a bad situation, but like at least you know somebody is trying to find him, somebody is trying to help him, somebody is you know, it's not just him against the world by himself, which is nice.
Nice. So before we finish, the final thing, we're just going to quickly go other notable things we watched, and yay or nay. Sky, go.
It's beautiful now. I'm trying to catch up on that a little bit.
Oh, love it.
I'm like, it is my first weekender. So like it's been a nice first weekender for me.
Yeah,
I haven't picked it up in a couple weeks, but it's been a fun one. It is as it is. We've spoken about it before. There's nothing else to say about it, really. Shut Up, Flower Boy Band. I watched a few more episodes of that. I keep wanting to like binge the whole thing, but then like life will happen and I have to spend time doing other things. But I will try to finish that before next time. Dag nabbit, because I've even been in a like music show wanting to watch mood. So yeah. And then, of course, I also spent time watching a handful of non-big 3 movies. So go listen to our last week's podcast about that.
Continental Exploration.
Yeah, because I pretty much summarized all that and spent time on that. And then, of course, we already, as we said, Jessie watched Pachinko.
Yes.
I watched Pachinko, so that was a big,
yes.
binge the entirety of it. So that was all. I recommend all of it.
So for me, I finished Secret Crush on You. If you like absolutely just unhinged couples, you're in for a treat, because the main couple in Secret Crush on You, which is on YouTube, they need therapy. But it was stupid and cute. I finished Crazy Love.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about, like,
it was fine.
I'm however far in it, and I'm like, should I continue?
Listen, nothing new. There's nothing new being done by this show. Let's just say that. Okay. Like, that's fine. Bad. I finished Ocean Likes Me. It was okay. It was Holland, very cute. Very cute, but it was shrug. On the other hand, I also finished Love Class, which is another KBL web drama that's on Gaga Lala and Chef's Kiss. Should have been a full-length series. There was a lot there that could have been an incredible show, but they had the budget for 6 28-minute episodes. So
there you go.
You do what you can.
Did you binge that?
I binged it. I could not put it down. I loved it. I thought it was great. So I've also been watching Mr. Unlucky Has No Choice But to Kiss. Love it. Love it. Cannot recommend it enough. It's silly. It's sweet. It's endearing.
That's still airing, right?
That is still airing. It's on Viki and Gaga Ulala. Though Gaga Ulala is quicker with the subs than Viki is when it comes out. I'm also keeping up. Well, I'm a week behind on my Liberation notes. Still as depressing as it was the whole time. Great show.
I'm a week behind on it right now.
I am as well. I'm watching Close Friend season 2. It be what it be. You know, it's exactly what you would expect it to be if you watched Close Friend season 1. It only follows 2 of the couples from that show instead of it being like one couple per episode. And finally, I am also watching, in addition to Pachinko, which we did watch, there's a Japanese television version of Midnight Runners, the Korean movie.
Oh. Yeah, how's that?
I really like it. It's a different vibe than the movie, but I'm really liking it. I'm like 4 episodes in. It's pretty good. It's what I sort of liked about Midnight Runner is what I sort of like about this is Midnight Runner. You're presented with what you think is going to be like idiot buddy cop being incompetent and solving stupid crime, but it's actually like
super heavy.
Not like it takes like a wild detour, and you're like, whoa. Same vibe. So I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, and that's it for old Natalia. All right, Amanda.
I basically what I talked about is what I finished off some of the things that I mentioned last week, like Be Melodramatic and stuff like that. All good. I'm behind in my Liberation notes. I'm behind in It's Beautiful Now. I'm debating with It's Beautiful Now whether, because I've been trying to like chase the subs, whether I'll just like skip last week and just too bad, I guess I missed that. Or if I'll just, put it on hold until like the fall when I'll more consistently be able to chase again, pay for my month, catch up, and I don't know. We'll see how I feel this weekend. But other than that, I've been reading. So I've been watching what I've been watching, and I've been reading books. So
and you read Pachinko.
I read Pachinko, exactly. So
that's that. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Certified Noonas. If you're listening to this on the day that it comes out, which is the 30th of May, you can come check out our live stream tonight where we talk about all the stuff that's coming up in June. So we're starting to do this every month. We're going to, the last Monday of the month, we're going to try to do a nice a nice episode, live stream over on our YouTube channel, which we hope you go like and subscribe to, you know, the usual. We're doing a weekly live stream over there, and we've been having a lot of fun with the shenanigans, including our last live stream that we did before this comes out, which was our Pachinko episode where we read the book, watched the show. And so if you want to hear from Jessie, especially, because she was the one, the lead on that live stream, talk about her experience with Pachinko, you should go check that out because it was a really fun time. We had a good time. Anyway, thank you. You can find us on anywhere podcasts can be found, but we are, if you want links and stuff, you got to go to certifiednoonas.com, which is our home on the web. And if you want to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/certifiednoonas to become a member of the Certified Found family. We have a really good time over there. We put up little extras that get cut out of the episodes, little extra episodes that we do just for the Found family every once in a while. And we also have a movie night every month where we have a really good time and, you know, just have a great time together watching a movie with friends and fams. You know how it be. We're on most social medias, but it's always at Certified Noonas, one word. But the easiest places to reach us are Instagram and Twitter. And of course, we have our Discord, which is our little community on the web that anyone can join. Super fun. We have a lot of great discussions over there and a lot of fun. So anyway, we hope you have a great week. You know, wash your hands, wear masks. We're still in the middle of a panini. You know, despite what people believe. And as always, keep enjoying Asian entertainment. Bye.
Bye.